So back again, guys, to focus on one episode at a time. I think it would be better to do that. So we move on to episode 24 of of uh, of Legend of Korra, called Harmonic Convergence, actually. And in this episode, it's still a race against time to get to close the portals, stop Batum from entering the world and everything like that. And the one thing that's still going on, the fact is that Mako still has not told Korra that they've broken up. That's still kind of going on because she kind of tells him in the last episode that she doesn't remember anything. She lost her memory and everything like that. And it was true. She lost her memory, so she couldn't remember. But Mako is like, he's kind of keeping it like, and Bolin's like, why don't you tell her and everything like that. And I'm like, and in a sense, I'm like saying to myself, you dummy, like tell her, like get it over with, tell her. But you can kind of understand why he didn't want to tell her that. And it's basically a race against time to get to. So the team kind of comes up with a plan to attack Udalak's camp, especially after Korra's mom tells her about the fact that uh, basically like her dad's been captured and everything like that. And it kind of blankets the whole situation even more. It's like, okay, now Korra's got to get to stop Batum from entering the world, but also now she has to save her dad. And so it's really a race against time. And so what they decide to do is attack from the sky in a sense, and they thinking like Batum and them wouldn't be prepared for that. And Batum, I mean, Udalak, sorry, I said Batum. Udalak is really kind of getting really power hungry, and you can see that, in a sense, the he's not really caring anymore about his kids. It's you could see it even more in this episode. It's just like protect the portal and make sure they don't escape and everything like that. So um, and you can see like a thing about it is like the kids, they're kind of like out there anyway. Like they just look kind of creepy, heartless kids, but you can see that they're kind of out there. But Udalak really doesn't kind of. It's nothing here. It's almost like it's just black. It's just black. And so we get an assault on Udalak's camp, and Asami takes Bolin and Mako, and they're in a biplane while the rest of the team are on one of the flying bisons. I'm forgetting the flying bison's name, and they attack and they attack, and it looks like it's going well. It's going pretty well at first, but Udalak's men know that they're going to attack from the sky, and a lot of the dark spirits come after Tenzin and the gang, and they weigh. Once again, I'm forgetting the flying bison's name. They weigh him down, and they got to try to steer away from it, while Asami and Bolin and Mako are doing a pretty good job. He's shooting fireballs from the air. Bolin is throwing like almost like miniature claymore mines, kind of mines, and blowing it up. And Asami's doing the flying until once again Udalak's kids come out and try to turn the favor, and it gets really, really dire from there for both sides of Team Avatar, and they kind of crash and burn. At one point, Boomy, he falls off because he's trying to break all their spirits off the bison, and he actually grabs one of them, and they fall. And he's like, "If I go, you're coming with me," and they fall, and things like that. And it ends kind of bad for Team Avatar because they're both like knocked out, and they get captured, and they're taken to the Udalak's camp, and Korra's reunited with her father, and he's apologizing to her. He's saying, "I'm sorry, I failed you," and Korra's like, "Don't give up, Dad. being trying to encourage her dad, and you know, she's like, yeah, this is good. And unfortunately, you know, Udalak finally admits later on what he plans to do once he frees Vatum. He's not only going to free Vatum, but fuse with Vatum and become like a dark avatar. And you know, it kind of gets a little crazy right there. It's like, okay, this guy's gone cuckoo, mad, crazed, mad, psycho villainness, and you and that kind of weighs a lot on Korra, like, you know, and she's trying to talk some sense into her cousins and like, look, please free me, let me stop this. And it's almost like the kids, her cousins are so loyal to Udalak, they're blinded. Their loyalty is being blinded by their father, and it's like I said, it's going out one ear, it's coming out the other. It's not registering. It's not really registering with them. Um, and you know, you got kind of them saying like, okay, but Boomy's still out there, and Boomy is fine. We see where Boomy is, and not only did he survive, but the dark spirit that he brought down is right there looking at him, and he's like, okay, you want to fight? And you know, he starts punching the spirit, and the spirit's like, man, please, like, and starts smacking him around. And he's like, Boomy's like, oh, so you wanna fight dirty, huh? And so he throws a knife at him. The knife goes into the spirit, and the spirit just jettisons back out. And it's to the point where um, Boomy's like, okay, what I gotta do? What I gotta do? And so he pulls out the last thing he has in his coat is his flute, and for some reason he's able to conjure the spirit like almost to his normal self. And of course, he does get some reinforcements by having Korra's, you know, faithful polar bear dog. I'm forgetting her name as well, and uh, Bolin's little fire ferret. Yeah, and they come to help, and they kind of do a pretty good job actually deterring the whole camp out of just Boomy's stupidness, which is really funny. It was like, I was like, no way he's gonna be able to conjure once he gets inside the camp. I was like, no way he's gonna conjure all these dark spirits just with his flute again, like the Pied Piper. So it was really funny. And then he's like, "It's not working. It's not working." And they just go crazy. He jumps into one of the like mechs, and the spirits get inside of it and make it go all crazy. And he is just going willy nilly all over the place, and it breaks the whole camp. And then he slides in, and he's like, "Hi, you see?" And they're just like, Boomy, how'd you knock down the camp and everything like that? Uh, and then all of a sudden, when it looks like the twins are gonna get Boomy, here comes Korra's polar bear dog and just smashes on them, and it was really funny. But yeah, so they're able to get inside the spirit, you know, go in the spirit world pretty much, and kind of get ready to, you know, stop the harmonic conversion. But it's fortunately Korra's despite all that great effort to do everything they can, it's a little too late for Korra, and unfortunately Batum is free, and he comes off like the stereotypical villain. Let me check my time, okay? And you know, it's just like he's like, ha 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 ha, you know, the typical bad guy routine you expect. And it kind of just ends like that dun 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 moment, like, what are you gonna do now, Korra? And you know, how are you gonna stop this? And it ended pretty well. It ended on, you know, that you know, stereotypical, you know, the hero's in jeopardy now. What is the hero gonna do? The hero slash heroine is gonna do, and you know, it was fine. I enjoyed that very much. But I did like Boomy's contribution to this episode is really funny. You know, that really had me laughing, and I was just like, Boomy's stupid. Like, what are you gonna do? And you know, it's always funny. It's like, because I don't want to look at Boomy as the black sheep of Aang's kids, because he's the only one that isn't a bender. But it's just like, you you would think that this guy has all this military experience and he would be really good at it, but it almost comes off he's kind of like the crackpot of it. Like he all his plans kind of go haywire, but it succeeds, and that's kind of how it was in this episode. But it was really good. Um, but other than that, this episode was really good. You guys tell me what you thought about this episode, and I move on to the next, guys. But just give me your hard work thoughts on this, on episode 24, Harmonic Conversion of Legend of Korra. I'll see you guys with the next episode.